Hey guys, it's Robyn, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today I've got what I've been warming over the last probably month, 3 to 4 weeks, somewhere in there. So there was a period of time for a couple weeks where I was really sick and didn't warm anything in my house. So I've got a large stash of wax here. Most of it's been warmed in the last 2 weeks, but we're back in business and I have got a bunch of things that I've warmed over the last little bit now. So the first thing, and I'm going to do this a bit differently than usual. Usually how I do these videos is I go room by room in my house, what I've been warming. This time I'm going to do open layout versus everywhere else. And then I've got Scentsy in one stack that we'll talk about first, and then I've got a pile of Lavender wax that we'll talk about towards the end, regardless of where I warmed it. So if you're just here for Scentsy, that's all going to be front loaded. If you're interested in Vendor wax too, stay till the end because we got Vendor wax stuff too. Okay. Let me know in the comments below what you prefer. If you want me to go back to the regular room by room setup, I'm happy to do that. I just thought we'd try something different in case not everyone's into Vendor wax, because I do have quite a bit of Vendor wax this time as well because I got a Teddy Bees haul recently. So there's that one. Okay. In this video too, we also have Willy Wonka reviews, so that's exciting. I've got some good warm reviews of those. As far as Scentsy news, December is a fairly quiet and front-loaded month because December, people are busy doing holidays with their families. People are, just busy. We're busy. So there's less launches in December than there are other months of the years, especially the last few months where it's been launch after launch after launch. December is a bit quieter. So December 1st, we had the Small World collection come out. December 4th, we had the Frozen collection come out. So those are out now. The Friends collection, the Warmer and Bar. We know how I feel about the Bar, but the Warmer is very cute. Those are back now as well. So there's that. And that is it for the month until the 18th, when consultants only, so this is just for consultants, can order the Valentine's Day early access kit. Valentine's Day for everyone comes out, I think, sometime in January. Is it January 1st or is it? We'll figure it out. It's sometime in January though. So you will get, if you're a consultant, you can order those. But other than that, if you're just a customer, we're pretty much done with launches for the month as of now. So what's on the site is what's on the site. If there's anything you want, I would pick it up soon because it's unlikely they're going to restock holiday stuff at this point, I would say. This close to the holidays, I can't see them ordering in more and restocking it. So if there's any holiday items, warmers or wax that you want, I would get those pretty soon. We also have shipping deadlines coming up here. I'll put them below. I believe the deadline for Canada is going to be December 11th, which is coming right up. I believe the cutoff for the US is going to be December 15th. And again, I'll put that below in case I'm wrong. But either way, I believe it's December 15th for the US and I believe it's December 11th for Canada. And as for the other regions, I'm not 100% sure, but your Scentsy websites will say. Okay, open layout warms for the last little while. I do these because it's kind of handy to see how things warm and where. So if you're trying to decide what to order or what to have a lookout for or what to maybe vote for the next Bring Back My Bar, this will give you some ideas. So first one we have here is a special bar. This was a swap bar from my friend Liz Quinn. We had done a swap a while back. I sent her some stuff, she sent me some stuff, and one of those was Farmhouse Fur. Now, we all know I'm not a big tree person, but I was so curious because Farmhouse Fur sounds like a beautiful one, and it's one of Liz's favorite tree scents, so I really wanted to try it. And I'm so glad I did. This was amazing. If this came back, I would club this. If this was in a flash sale, I'd buy at least 6 of them. This is lovely. What this reminds me of is Rustic Lodge. Now, Rustic Lodge was back 1 or 2 rounds ago in Bring Back My Bar. It is a soft, mellow, not sharp. Slightly sweet, but not cloyingly sweet. There's no berries here. There's nothing like that. This is tree, but it's mellow tree. It's relaxing tree. It's calm tree. It's very nice. I love Farmhouse Fur. Now, it does remind me of Rustic Lodge. Rustic Lodge has a bit more of the, I guess, wood notes to it. My thing with Rustic Lodge is that one, many people say performs very well for them. In my home, Rustic Lodge just does not throw. It does not. I don't know why. It just does not work in my house. And sometimes bars are like that. They'll work great in some people's houses and just not in others. And Rustic Lodge is one of those because there are people who say it throws amazingly and there are other people like myself who cannot get that one to throw. So it depends on your house. Farmhouse Fur, though, did very well in my house. I did the full bar in the open layout. It was wonderful. Nice, solid, 24 to 36 hours. Nice, solid medium. Not overpowering, but perfect. So Farmhouse Fur was lovely. I love that. So thank you, Liz, for sharing. Next we have Snoway. This was a swap bar from my friend Sarah in New Zealand, and this one was juicy. And this I think they had in Bring Back My Bar in Region 3 a while ago. This one is wonderful. And Snoway makes it sound like a winter type bar. This does not feel wintry to me. This feels very like summery. It almost had like a grapefruit, and like it was definitely fruity. Like grapefruit. What else would be in here? Oh, got on my mouth. Oh no. It's like lipstick. It's like straight up. Okay. And again, there we go. Jeez Louise. Okay. I get grapefruit. I get something sweet like vanilla, but it's very citrusy. Maybe lime, but very citrusy. Grapefruit, maybe lime, definitely vanilla, sweet and citrusy. It's beautiful. Very strong. This was like a solid 48 hours at least, and like strong, like 8, 9 out of 10 in strength. Very, very good performer. I would get this again if I could. I love that. But I don't know if that I would warm it at the holidays. It's very much a like, I don't know if it's like warm weather scent. It's a hard to pin down scent for weather because I don't know. There's nothing about it that screams holiday, but at the same time, I don't know that I would warm it in the summer, and I'm not sure why. I don't know. Next up we have Frosted Cedar. This is a winter catalog bar. This one is apple, vanilla buttercream, and birch. No, cedar, sorry. This one is so good. This one is in the catalog, like I said. This is a nice performer, and I would say like 7 or 8 out of 10. To the point where usually I warm a full bar in my open layout. I only did 4 cubes of this one because it's so strong the last time I warmed it. And 4 cubes was still a solid medium, and 4 cubes did my open layout very, very well. For a solid 24 hours, verging on 36. So that was a very, very good one. And yeah, that's just a good scent. If you haven't tried Frosted Cedar, you gotta. This one got some mentions in my best of the season video as well. I love this one. This will be a club bar for me at the end of the season. I have this in a scent circle in my car right now, and that's been very nice too. And this one, in the scent circle especially, I'm almost getting like different scents from it every time I get in the car. Like there was one day, I think it was yesterday, I got in the car and I was like, it smells like old school Biolage shampoo. Like the purple Biolage shampoo from like the early 2000s. They still have that stuff, but it smells different now. It smelled like the old Biolage shampoo. That's what I got from this in the car yesterday. But normally it's this beautiful like cedar. And then other days I get more of the apple and vanilla. It just depends on the time you smell it, like what you smell. So really enjoying that one. In the wax, it was fairly consistent. I didn't get as many different stages in the wax, but very, very nice. So if you haven't tried Frosted Cedar, I recommend it. And then last but not least in the open layout, I did the Wonka Everlasting Gobstopper bar. This was the orange one. I did the full bar in the open layout. This one was the citrusy one. It had like orange pop. There is a definitely fizzy orange pop here. This one was super candy sweet and orange pop. So this one was fun. This was about a medium, and it was, I would say, a little less than 24 hours. I would say more like 18 hours, so a little shorter than average, just by a little bit. About an average strength, but very, very respectable bar. Candy sweet orange, very fun. If you like citrusy candy scents, you're gonna love this. This one, I would probably get another bar or two of. I don't think I need to club this one, but I really did enjoy it. It was fun. This would be a very nice summer melt as well. Yeah, that was a good one. Like that. And then while we're at it, we'll do the other Wonka bars as well. Here is Violet's Turning Violet. This one is the one that smelled to my nose like Flintstone vitamins, and I've had many, many messages since then from other people who have smelled it saying they also instantly got Flintstone vitamins. This one is definitely a like grape or purple Flintstone vitamin smell. It's supposed to be blueberry, like blueberry candy. I get almost more like a grape Flintstone vitamin. Like straight up. I don't know how else to describe this. That is what this is. And I thought it might change on warm. So it's not bad. It's nostalgic. It's fun and nostalgic. I did 2 cubes of this in my office, and it was very much the same on warm. So if you like the Flintstone vitamin smell, that is what you're going to get on warm too. If you don't care for that, you're not going to enjoy this bar. So this one is one. It was my least favorite of the 3. I like it. It's not bad. It's a good performer. I would say, again, about 18 hours at like a solid medium. So pretty decent. Average performer-ish. The scent appeal for me is, it's one of those ones that's fun to smell and fun to use, but I wouldn't want my house to smell like this all the time. So while I'll enjoy the rest of this bar and have some fun with the nostalgia of that, I don't think I need more of this one. It's just not one I would reach for, but it is fun. So if you're getting the set, it's worth trying. It's fun. Now the star of the show in this kit is the one that I like the best on cold too. This is Fizzy lifting drink. This one was grape and orange pop with raspberries, and I want to say like sugar crystals or something like that. This one was a boomer, like wildly strong. So I did 2 cubes of this in our bedroom. This one was like a good 9 out of 10 in strength. And I know that because it wafted down the hallway, around the corner, and into my open layout. This one is strong. It is sweet. It is sticky. Like this one is so sweet. I was like, we're gonna get ants. Like this one is just so sweet, but in like the best way. Like it made me crave grape and orange pop so badly. Oh, it smells like the best, sweetest, sticky sweet, like sticky sweet orange and grape pop at a birthday party when you're a kid. Oh, it was good. It was so good. It is so good. And yeah, again, super strong. Went like 3 days. So extremely strong, extremely long lasting, outstanding performer. If you like sweet, fun, like kid-friendly scents, you got to try Fizzy lifting drink. This is a clubber for me. That is going straight into my club. Love that one. Love. Cannot recommend enough. Next up, we did It's a Small World, the happiest cruise that ever sailed. Now, last time I talked about this in the haul, I was so confused because I know that the Small World is a ride at Disneyland or Disney World, but then it says happiest cruise that ever sailed. And I was like, well, they do have cruises, so like, I don't understand why they're trying to mix 2 concepts. There's a ride and there's the cruises. Why is it all one bar? And then people inform me that there's actually the Small World ride is a boat ride. So thank you for those who informed me. I've never been. So this one is supposed to be like some citrusy, fruity scents. I do get sea salt from this. This smells aquatic to me. It smells humid. I get humid, almost verging on like swimming pool, but fresher than that, like more pleasant than swimming pool, but it's humid like a swimming pool. And I get fruit. To my nose, it reads as pineapple. I'm not sure what the fruit is, but it's sweet. It reminds me a lot, on cold and on warm, of Pacific Mist from the scent of the month back in the summertime. If you like that, you're gonna like this. That one was a bit crisper, I think. This is humid. And I don't know how else to describe it but humid. It is like, yeah, it's like a closed in damp space, but fresh and sweet. It's not like it's musty or anything, like not at all, not in any way. But it is definitely warm and humid. So there is It's a Small World, happiest cruise that ever sailed. Performance on this was about average, maybe less. I want to say this in the bathrooms went like, it was less than average. It was more like, well, it might have been 24 hours. I prefer a longer lasting scent for the bathroom, but 24 hours is about average for Scentsy in general in my experience. So I would say average duration, but I do prefer longer for bathrooms. And throw, I would say about average as well, maybe like a 5 out of 10 medium. So there's that one. It was okay. This is one that I think if you love summer scents, you're gonna love this. If you like those beachy, aquatic, fruity, summery scents, you're gonna love this. You need to pick this up. If you're not into those, this is gonna be a pass for you. And as much as I enjoyed this, this isn't one I would repurchase personally. I'm just not super into those beachy, like aquatic, fruity type scents, especially this time of year. But I will save the rest of this bar and my other bar of this for summertime and enjoy them then. And if you live somewhere warm, like if you live in California or Florida or something, this is a must-try bar, I would say. But yeah, for me, it's the wrong time of year and just not one I would reach for a whole time. But performance was okay. Next up, we have another new bar. This is the Wish Bar, Magic in Every Wish. Now, we took my daughter to see this movie on the weekend. She loved it. It was a cute movie. So we did 2 cubes of this in her room initially. We did 2 cubes of this in her room again, and then 1 cube of this in the laundry room. Now, the laundry room, I don't remember. I wasn't doing laundry that day, so it kind of just got lost. But the 2 times we did this in her bedroom, she loved it, and it was strong. To the point where This actually wafted out under her door and I could smell it in the hallway when she was in bed. So it definitely is strong, and it definitely is lemon, lime, and vanilla. Yeah, like definitely. This is extremely close to Squeeze the Day on both cold and warm. So if you like Squeeze the Day, you can either just keep getting Squeeze the Day or try this. This one has like a tiny hint of lemon or lime that makes it just a teeny bit different than Squeeze the Day, but not very much. So it's nice, and it's an extra 50 cents. So if you don't want to spend the extra 50 cents, Squeeze the Day is like 90% the same, at least 90 to 95% the same. But if you have children who like the packaging or like the movie, this is fun to try. So we did enjoy this one. Does my daughter show any interest in Squeeze the Day? Not at all. She loves this bar though, even though they smell pretty much the same. So there's that. It was cute. Good performer. Like 2 days, very strong. And although her room holds on to wax very well. I don't know that it would last that long or be that strong in another room, but I'll have to play with it and see. But yeah, her room tends to do well with wax, so it probably lasted longer and was stronger in her room than it would be in other spaces. But I would say this is probably open layout worthy, and it's a good bar. I would recommend it. If you like citrus scents, you're gonna be happy. Next up, we did Sleigh Ride. This was in the bathroom. Did 1 cube. This was lovely. It went for a good 2 days. You got some nice fresh air. It was fresh and clean and crisp. It was very pleasant. So if you haven't tried Sleigh Ride from our holiday collection, even if you're not typically a tree fan, this is one to try. This has been very popular amongst most people this season. Next, we did 2 cubes of Candy Crave in my daughter's bedroom. This is one of our like staple bars for her room. It's just like a go-to. And this is a nice light, sweet, cotton candy sweet, raspberry sorbet, slightly body care musky, but mostly just kind of like candy sweet cotton candy. It's very fun. It's on like the lighter side, but it's perfect for a kid's room. It's not overpowering. And it is like a 4 or 5 out of 10 in strength, and it goes for like 3 to 4 days. It goes for so long. So that's a great one. Love that. And then we have Joy and Wonder. This one I had planned to warm the day we decorated for Christmas, except for then we all got sick that day. So, oh, this is beautiful. This is a warm, like incense spice type scent. It's not super spicy. It's more fruity sweet with some richness. It is perfection. There's nothing else like Joy and Wonder. This was a holiday collection bar a couple years ago, and it's never come back, and I don't think we're going to get it back, honestly. This was a very polarizing bar. People loved this or they did not care for it at all. And I think a lot of people didn't care for it because it is so unusual and it is kind of incensey. But I love it. It's perfection. I've got a couple more bars left and I love it. And so I saved most of it. I did 2 cubes. What did I do with this? I think I did 2 cubes in 1 warmer and then the rest of the house with cranberry and cardamom. That was a nice mix. That was very, very nice. So I would do that again, but I think I would just prefer to melt this on its own from in future because I do have a limited supply of it and I want to smell it very well. So that is what I'm going to do with Joy and Wonder. That is going to, actually, you know what? That's going in my melting basket. That's going to move into my melting basket. Next we have Sugar Plum Berry. I did this one in my office, 2 cubes. This was more recent. This one, I kind of was curious how it would change on warm because on cold, this one is very like pine tree forward. It's very astringent, a little bit sharp, and I don't get any sugar plum or berry really from this one. So I was curious if that would come out on warm, and to my nose, it didn't really. It was very much the same as it was on cold, and yeah, it was all right. I think if you like pine tree type scents, you're gonna love this. I typically don't, so this was not a repurchase for me, but it was nice enough and good performer. I would say 36 hours and like a 6 or 7 out of 10 in strength. It was pretty good. Next we have Bubblegum. I did, was it 2 cubes or 1 cube of this in my daughter's room? I think I just did 1 cube in her room with this one. So 1 cube of Bubblegum. And this was a bring back my bar a while ago. Like this has been sitting a bit. Now this one I love. This is like, you know that Bubblegum from like the 90s that had almost like a, it was, they had little comics in them. What were those called? Double Bubble? There were those little individually wrapped pieces of bubblegum that were super, super hard and they had like a comic wrapped around them. This smells like those. They had like a slight mintiness to them almost, despite being bubblegum. This smells exactly like those, like that powdery coating on the outside of them even. This smells just like those. So I threw this in my daughter's room thinking bubblegum, little kids, super awesome, right? She doesn't like mint though, and she picked up the mint immediately. She's like, what is that? Yuck. So I think you have to like mint for this one, weirdly enough. So yeah, it's very much like a bubblegum with that kind of minty, powdery scent that bubblegums in the 90s had. So she did not care for it, but I thought it was super fun. So I will melt this probably in our room in future. And performance on that was like maybe average. It was kind of like a 1-dayer, medium strength. Then we did Golden Garland. I did 1 cube of this in our bathroom. And this one is just beautiful. Like, this is an underrated bar this season by myself and I think everyone else. Yeah, this is just good. Again, it is kind of Christmassy and it smells pine tree-ish, but there's something warm and almost summery about this. I can't see melting this in summer, but there's like a warmth from like this, like almost like marigold note. It's like a warm floral that just makes this kind of like give you a flashback to summer without being summery. There's nothing summery about this. This is holiday bar, but there's almost like a warm like flashback to summer. So if you're not a winter person and you do prefer summer, this one might be one to try. It doesn't have the coldness that some of the pine tree scents do. Often pine tree scents are icy or they're fresh or they're crisp. This one is a warm pine tree scent. Yeah, this is just nice. It's pretty and sweet and soft and a little bit perfumey, but mostly just kind of has that warm tone to it. So if you're looking for a warm toned pine, this is quite unique in that way. So I think this is worth trying. Golden Garland, and it was a good performer too. Nice and strong. I would say like 6, 7 out of 10. About average duration, more like a day or so. Then I finished up a bar of Christmas Cottage. This I did in my office, 2 cubes. This is just good. It's Valencia orange, raspberry, and cinnamon. This is just Christmas in a bar. So I threw this in. I had to stay up late for a launch on December 1st. And this is just what I threw in. It was just nice and enjoyable. So there's that one. And this is a good performer too. I would say like medium strength, medium duration, average performer all around, but such a great scent. Very, very good. The last Scentsy thing I've done in the last few weeks is the brick. Orange spice and everything nice. I was making some samples for my friend Sarah in New Zealand, and I was like, this one's really good. I forgot how good this one was. So I warmed a couple cubes of this actually in my open layout here, and I'm actually getting low. So I don't know if I'm gonna buy another one of these or if I'm gonna club this for a little while. I haven't decided. Yeah, this is very good. So this one, when it first came out, I really enjoyed, but I just kind of like forgot about it. I don't know why, because it's great. If you liked Mandarin Moon, this is the same orange note from Mandarin Moon. Does not have the star anise or all of the spices that one does. But I think if you liked Mandarin Moon and miss it, this would be a good substitute. It also reminds me a lot of Oodles of Orange with just a little bit more spice, because that one didn't have any spice, Oodles of Orange. But if you miss Oodles of Orange, this might be a decent substitute. This one does have a little bit of spice to it, but not much. So it is a mostly orange, not too spicy orange spice. It's wonderful. And the thing is, now that this has sat a while, when I warmed this, I actually got a hint of lemon from this as well, that I don't think is in the notes, but I definitely got lemon and orange. Like a lemon and orange juice, cider type smell, like crock pot, simmer spices, that sort of thing. It was very pleasant. So loved this. This is one that I think I go nose blind to though. So I did this in my open layout. It was probably about a medium strength. I would say 5 or 6 out of 10. But then I found I wasn't smelling it as much. But then I would leave and come back and I could smell it again. So I think I was just going nose blind to it because it did last 24 hours. I could smell it when I came home for lunch the next day. So it was a good 24-hour bar, but I did go nose blind. But it was so pleasant. It was so pleasant. And I think this has great mixing potential too. I think I want to mix this. I think my friend Becky suggested this over on Instagram or on YouTube. I think she suggested Sweet Orange Pomander, the brick from a couple years ago that was supposed to be orange and spice, but was actually like 90% spice and hardly any orange. This is the orange that one needs to balance it, and I completely agree with that. So I think I'm going to try mixing those because I do have some Sweet Orange Pomander that's just a bit too spicy for me on its own, that I think this would sweeten up very nicely. I think this would mix well with Mandarin Moon. I think this would mix well with Clove and Cinnamon. I think with Cinnamon Bear, I think you could do a lot with this. So I think what I might do is club this for a little while. I find bricks kind of a pain to store, especially these ones because they're kind of weird shaped. but I think I might club this for a while and get a couple little bars of it, like smaller bars in my club, because this one is very good. It's not one I need forever, because we do get a lot of orange spice scents. Orange spice scents come and go fairly regularly, but this is a particularly good one to my nose, so I would recommend that one. Next, we're on to Lavender Wax. So this one was a very, very old, again, tart from Yankee Candle, back from when they still sold to Canada. This is North Pole, and I think, to my memory, this one was like vanilla buttercream or vanilla mixed with candy cane. It was a sweet kind of vanilla buttercream type scent with a bit of mint. The candle I remember being quite nice. This must have sat too long because it had like almost no scent. I got like maybe a 1 out of 10 in strength, like I could barely smell it at all, and for like 3 hours. So it was kind of a dud. So that one I think just sat too long, but it was not a good performer. Next we did Dead Man's Toe from Vintage Chic Scents. This is sweet pumpkin, peanut butter, and sugar cookies. It was from the Hocus Pocus collection like a year or two ago. This was good. It was like a peanut butter cookie type scent. We did this in my daughter's room, half of it, and she really enjoyed that. It was fun. It was kind of a one-dayer, but it was very nice. Next we have one from my friend Veronica at Melting Memories. This is one I purchased after I tried her wax and liked it. This is Plum Moscato. And this one, I can't remember the notes, and I don't even know how you describe this. This one went through stages for me. I would smell one thing one time and one thing another. But what I think this smells like, a little bit to me, is pink cotton of all things. This is a, like, almost like champagne bubbly scent. It's almost like champagne bubbly and sweet and pretty and elegant. But then other times I smell pink cotton. So you get like sugared berries and like a freshness. But yeah, either way, it's beautiful. So sometimes I smell more of a drink, and other times I smell more of like a pink cotton dupe. Maybe a little bit less fresh and more bubbly, but very beautiful either way, and quite a good performer. I did 2 cubes in my bedroom, and it was like a 6 or 7 out of 10, and that lasted days, like 2 to 3 days. I can't remember how long, but at least 2, probably 3. So that was a good one. I would get this again if I could. Next up, we have Sassy Girl Christmas at Santa's. This is Pepperberry Wreath, Sugar Cookies, and Marshmallow Fireside. And this was a good one. I did 8 cubes total. So 2 cubes in each of my warmers in the open layout. Yeah, this was good. This one, I get mostly the cookies and marshmallow fireside with just a tiny hint of like greenery, like a tiny hint. It was very nice though. And this one I think went 2 days. This smells like a medium in the clamshell, but in the warmers, this went to like a 7 or 8 out of 10 in strength. It was quite strong and lasted quite a while. The first day was more of a what you smell is what you get. The second day was more the greenery wore off quite a bit, and you were left with that sugar cookie and marshmallow fireside, which was very pleasant. So love that one. I would probably get more of that if I ran out. Then I did some of my new Teddy Bees stuff. So the first thing I did was Holiday. This is the scent of wreaths hanging, cookies baking, winter garland, and a warm fireplace. This one on cold was okay to me. I like it, but on cold I was like, yeah, it's nice. I'll use this season and be done. But on warm, I love this. Yeah. So you do get the greenery, you get some sweetness. You do get like, and a lot of cookie. The cookie is a lot. And the cookie comes out more on warm too, and I love it. It's like a nice sweet iced sugar cookie, like frosted sugar cookie. It's very good with that greenery, and I seem to be a sucker for these like greenery and bakery mixes, because that is what Christmas at Santa's is. That is what cookies under the Christmas tree is. That's what Christmas trees and cream is, and that's what this is too. And I seem to be loving those this season. So Holiday was a great one. I wish I'd gotten a bigger one because I have enough left for maybe 1.5 warms of my open layout. So there's that one. Next we did sugared chestnuts and apple butter. This is apple butter, brown sugar, toasted chestnuts, clove, and notes of spice. And I did this in my open layout as well. And this one, wow, this one is like my favorite of the order. It is the best scent. It could be fall or winter, either one. And it is warm and cozy and apple buttery and just slightly spiced and also slightly nutty. It is perfection. So I put this in, left it about an hour, and then my friend Liz Quinn also got this one in her order, and she actually went back for more of it too. And I was like, I don't know, like I can't really smell it. It's really light. It's like maybe a 3 to 10 in strength. Like I'm not sure about this one. And then a couple more hours passed. And then I was like, okay, like this is actually starting to fill the space now. It just took a little bit longer to get going, I think. So this one took a while to build in my space. It didn't fill the room quickly like most Scentsy does, or like even some other vendor wax does. This one took a while to build, but when it did, it didn't overpower. It was kind of like a medium without hitting you in the face, but you'd walk in and just be kind of wrapped in this like kind of cozy, nutty apple butter scent. It was beautiful. So I actually really ended up loving that, and I wish I had more too. So there's that one. Took a while to get going, but once it did, it was fabulous. So there's that one. And that was, I want to say like a day. It wasn't super long lasting. Probably less than 24 hours, like 18. Next, I did Cookies for Santa from Teddy Bees. This is a blend of frosted sugar cookies and milk-in cookies. So I just got a small one because milk notes freak me out, but this was great. It is a nice kind of classic frosted sugar cookie. It is a very sweet sugar cookie, so I can smell frosting. And there is a little bit of milkiness to this, but not too much, and it's more of a sweet milk that you've been dipping cookies in, rather than a milk that's been sitting on the counter for 3 days. It's not like sour milk. It's like you've been dipping cookies in it milk. So there's that one. Did this in the bedroom, like one chunk. It was about a medium strength. It did very well. 24 hours, medium strength. Was pretty happy with the performance. I will say towards the very end of the warm, it did go a little bit almost like Play-Doh plasticky sugar cookie. That did not occur during most of the warm. It was lovely, delicious frosted sugar cookie. But towards that last hour or two, that's when I took it out. It was kind of going a little bit funny. So there's that one. Dream State. This one is sweet lavender, pink sugar, and vanilla marshmallow cream. Did this in the bedroom as well. And this one was gorgeous. It started out as this like sweet, soft, fluffy marshmallow lavender with just like the barest hint of pink sugar. And then as time went on, this went for like 3 days total. This was a long lasting one. As time went on, this one, the lavender and the marshmallow kind of took a back seat, and pink sugar was what was left. Now, pink sugar can overwhelm blends sometimes, and I don't feel like it does in this. In this, it's very well balanced. The pink sugar is very much backseat, but as time goes on and the other notes wear off in this one, when you're warming it, the pink sugar was what carried it. So as time went on, you got more and more of that pink sugar, and that's kind of what you were left with at the end, and it was very, very pretty. Pink sugar is a lovely scent in its own right, so that was very nice. So Dream State, I loved. Then I did Cozy Lavender Cream, also in the bedroom. This was toasted vanilla, cashmere cream, and lavender marshmallow. And her cashmere cream is the most beautiful, slightly woodsy. Oh, so pretty. It's like caramelized woodsiness, beautiful. Oh, it's good. It's so good. So yeah, did a cube of this in the bedroom. This again went for at least 2 days, and it was the most like perfectly balanced lavender. Like she has the best lavender note. Her and Melting Memories both have a very, very nice, I think it might even be the same lavender note if I had to guess. They're very similar anyways. It's the most perfectly balanced lavender note. And mixed with that marshmallow cream and the toasted vanilla, and maybe the toasted vanilla is where I'm getting that kind of like woodsiness from it, almost like this carameliness to it. This was just good. It was fresh, it was sweet, it was fluffy, it was relaxing and calming. It was beautiful. And yeah, again, I would say about 4 or 5 out of 10 in strength. So light, medium to medium, and good duration. Good duration. And then last but not least here, we have Santa Claus is Coming to Town from Teddy Bees. This was a brick I got. This one was the smell of fresh baked cookies, candy canes, and Christmas trees. So this again, we have the cookies, the candy canes, and the Christmas trees. So that's kind of a blend I've been enjoying this season. However, I got a loaf of this one. It's a big one. And I wasn't sure about it on first sniff. I was like, you know what? It's pretty minty fresh. It's very minty tree. Almost verging on Vicks Vapor Rub. But now that this has sat just a little while, just like even a week or so, this is gorgeous. So I threw this into my warmers today. So I've got my open layout done in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and it's wonderful. Love. Much better balanced on warm. I would say the cookies are coming out much more. You definitely get quite a bit of mint. It's a nice fresh kind of like cold mint. And the Christmas trees are there, but they're no longer smelling Vixy. They're just smelling like a nice kind of fresh tree with the cold mint and the baking sugar cookies. It's very nice. So pretty happy with this now that it's on warm. So again, goes to show you, you got to warm things to really make an opinion. And that one I would say is like a medium plus in intensity, like maybe a 7 or so. It's better than a medium, verging on strong. And I can't tell you how long it lasts yet because it's still going. So there's that one. So that's what I've been warming. Quite a bit going on there. I would love to know below what you've been warming, and also what kind of Christmas shopper are you? Are you a person that kind of shops throughout the year as you see things and then you don't have a big rush in December? Or are you a last minute shopper who waits till the very last second? Or are you somewhere in the middle? I feel like I'm one of those like starts in September kind of people and just starts gathering a few things here and there. And then I'm usually done by like end of November because I like to just kind of be able to just be done then and just kind of focus on wrapping and enjoying the season. I haven't wrapped anything yet, but I have most of my shopping done. Almost all of it. I have 1 or 2 things to get my daughter still, but other than that, we're done. So pretty close to done. Not quite as organized as previous years, but pretty close. So I would love to know what kind of shopper you are. Do you do it all at once at the last minute, or are you kind of a gradual shopper, or are you a somewhere in between? I would say I'm a somewhere in between. So we'd love to know below that and also what you've been warming. So thanks so much for watching. I will talk to you guys next time. See you later. Bye-bye.